Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Divine Feminine Healers podcast. It is your host, Angelica, spiritual entrepreneur and intuitive healer. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, we're in a full new year. I hope everyone had time to recharge their battery around the holidays. And I'm laughing as I'm saying this because I know sometimes it could feel like the opposite. Like there's so much to do, and now it's post holidays and you need time to recover. I definitely am feeling that a little bit. I went home to Chicago for 2 weeks, and although I had so much time there, every day was centered around a friend that I wanted to see and their families, and hanging out with family friends and going to events. And it was so much fun, but I'm definitely wanting to not do a lot now that I'm back in LA again. But with that being said, I'm so happy to be back home and back in routine and structure. That's truly where I thrive. So I'm really excited for this year. And what's really interesting about the energy of January of this year, usually this marks the middle of winter. I mean, we just had the winter solstice, and in the middle of winter, seasonally, this is a time to go inward. This is a time to slow down, to be really introspective. What's so interesting, the messages that I've been getting, and I started getting this in December, and now it's really coming to fruition in January, is that things are going to be moving quickly in January, and it's actually a time to set new intentions, to really ground into what your goals and visions are for the year ahead, because things are going to be moving a little bit quicker this year. And astrology wise, this makes sense because January 1st, Mercury went out of retrograde, which was the last planet to be out of retrograde for the first in a very long time. It's kind of crazy to not have a planet in retrograde. And so it's just signifying all this forward energy that is happening. So with that, I've been feeling like that so much. And I have so many classes and events in January because so many ideas have been pulsing through me. So I'm just going to list out everything that I have going on right now and to help support you with this forward energy. It's basically to support you in these goals and these visions that you have for 2024. So the first event is, of course, New Moon Ceremony. It'll be this Tuesday, January 9th. This month, I am offering for those of my listeners on this podcast that you can attend one of the ceremonies for free completely. And in joining these moon ceremonies, we will do a Reiki healing experience where you'll be able to receive energetic healing. It can clear energetic blockages, and then you'll receive higher intuitive wisdom from your guides. And I'll share collective and individual readings. It's so much fun. We do an astrological update in the beginning, and then we do some emotional journaling questions. So it's truly a really healing ceremony, and it's geared towards experienced healers who are looking for that depth and that knowledge and their healing journey. So if you would like to join, you can just email me at angelica@angelicarosemary.com. I'll have that linked below. Then on Thursday, January 11th, I am also offering a free manifestation and goal setting workshop at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will be recorded if you cannot attend live, so definitely sign up for it. I'm really excited for this class because a lot of times what I work on with women in their businesses is finding structure and getting really clear on what their goals are and their visions, and then breaking it down on how you're going to get there, breaking it down by seasonal goals, monthly and weekly goals. And I'm so excited to get into it because I think sometimes why we feel unsuccessful in setting these visions and goals is because we just go into it full throttle without digesting the past year and really reflecting on what we've learned this past year so that we don't take that into 2024. And that's basically what I wanted this podcast to be about. What are my 2023 reflections and what are the visions that I see and I feel coming for the year ahead? And this is what this workshop is going to be, basically me guiding you through the same process that I use every year to set my goals, to get really organized, and to help you understand that once you understand what your unique energy type is, how you go about those goals and what your visions are going to be completely different than everyone else. And so it's really about honing in on your uniqueness and the way that you are and how you go about your habits and how you stay consistent and how you can stay committed is going to be completely unique to you. And once you understand your energy type, then you can find more success with your goals and with your visions. So I'll take you through my step-by-step process. Now, for those who are like, So excited for this. I already want to start to get started on all of it. I created a Your 2024 Vision Guide, which is also completely free. You can download it in the link in the show notes. And this guide gives you trackers so you can get really clear on what your seasonal, monthly, weekly, daily goals are. And it breaks down this step-by-step process that I'm going to guide everyone through into the workshop. So if you're wanting to do some DIY on your own and you're already wanting to set intentions, that's perfect. Now, the reason why I scheduled this for 1/11 is because that is an important date for manifestation. In general, when you see 11/11 or you see 1/11, it's great for new beginnings, it's great for setting intentions, and it's great for manifesting. So it's the perfect day for you to set your goals for the year ahead and see what you want to work on. And then I'm all about execution. So, how the hell are you going to actually get to your goals, stay committed to them, and stay consistent while honoring your uniqueness and honoring how authentic of a person you are? So, I'm super excited for that workshop. Then that Saturday, January 13th, I will be a part of a masterclass with two other very gifted intuitive guides. And this is so great for those who are interested in herbalism, learning more about Ayurveda and Reiki healing. So there's basically three healers in one workshop, which I'm so excited for. It's called the Year of You. I'll have that linked in the show notes, and you can sign up for it. It's January 13th. It's on a Saturday. It's going to be 1 hour and jam packed with so much intuitive wisdom. So if you're wanting to kind of dabble in these things of learning about herbalism and Ayurveda and Reiki, that's definitely the class for you. And you can sign up with the link in the show notes. The following Saturday, I'm so excited to be bringing another Ayurvedic dinner party to Los Angeles. So I had so much fun doing this in November with my friend Jess Grit from Inner Garden, and we are so excited to put on this new menu for the year ahead. And it's going to be at Anima Mundi's Apothecary. Anima Mundi is an incredible herbal company. They started in New York and they just built their new apothecary in Venice. It is gorgeous for all my LA people who have not been there yet. It's literally my dream come true, getting to work, and they have this like garden in the back of their apothecary that is so large and gorgeous, and that's where our dinner party is going to be. And in the dinner party, we're going to have a fire ceremony where we're going to be purging whatever we're leaving behind in 2023 and then setting intentions and visions of what we want to cultivate and create for 2024. Everyone's going to get their own journals. We're going to have plenty of moments to set intentions with each other, and it's just the best. I mean, I am such a foodie at heart, so getting to share Ayurvedic food with everyone in a beautifully four-coursed meal that is all geared around the season, organic, local, sustainable food, all that jazz. And on top of it, Anima Mundi is providing a mocktail bar. We're going to have our own bartender, and then you get to choose what mocktails that you want to have. Unlimited bar and supply for you. I'm so excited for this because I know a lot of you like to do dry January, and this is just like the perfect opportunity for you to realize you can go out and you can have fun. You can have deep and meaningful conversations without needing alcohol, and it still can fulfill all the needs that you want. Personally, this is like my dream night. So I'm super excited for it. I'll have the link in the show notes for you to reserve your ticket. Of course, this stuff like this is going to be limited. So if you really want to come, I encourage you to get your ticket right away because tickets will be going fast, but I'm announcing it here first. And then lastly, Tuesday, January 23rd, I will have my full moon ceremony. This is where I do a Kundalini practice because the full moon is when we have more energy to really clear and to let go of whatever we're letting go for this last full moon cycle. Similar to the new moon cycle, we'll have an astrological forecast in the beginning, some emotional healing. It's super awesome. A lot of experienced healers in this group and getting to share and realize we're all connected and on such a similar path. So if you would rather come to the full moon ceremony rather than the new moon ceremony, again, like I said, this month it's free for my podcast listeners. Just send me an email, angelica@angelicarosemary.com, and I would be happy to send you the invite for you to be a guest in our full moon ceremony. Oh my goodness. Okay, I know. I'm sorry. There's so many events that were happening for January. I just had to get that all out of my system. And like I said, if you're an entrepreneur and these ideas are bubbling through you, now is the time. It's the time to be seen. It's the time to act on them. You're in alignment if that is where you are at right now. Okay, so let's get into today's podcast episode. So for today, I wanted to just reflect on 2023. I think my past version, whenever I came up with new visions for the year ahead, I'm really good at thinking about what I want and what I want to create. But I know year after year, I would get sourly disappointed because they wouldn't come into fruition. It would feel like I'm dragging a 100-pound bag of crap behind me, just trying to move forward and trying to make these visions come into life. And the reason I realize is that that bag of crap is all the backlog of emotions and lessons I haven't necessarily taken the time to really digest and understand. So I'm taking this time to really reflect on everything that I've learned and everything that I'm so grateful for so that I can kindly leave that behind and create space for all these new visions that I want to bring to life in 2024. So I saw a lot of similar things that happened in 2023 when I was just scrolling through Instagram, through my friends and my family posting about their year. It was a difficult year for a lot of people. It's so interesting also to see how each person reacts to difficulty and challenge. I found that very interesting. But we were pushed to our limits. I feel like we were really pushed to our edges. We were meant to get out of our comfort zone. And thank God for that, because in order for us to really make change as humans, it has to get so unbearably uncomfortable that we're like, there's no other alternative right now than to leave this past identity and then to change and step into a new one. That's when you really know. And for me, I know I was working with some karmic themes that I've been working on for years. And I was like, I'm so sick of this broken record story. I'm sick of hearing it myself. I can't imagine how my closest friends feel hearing the same problem that I've had for the past couple of years. I just couldn't take it anymore. That I got to that point where I was like, you know what? There's got to be a different way. And if you have felt like that last year, where you feel like you were just a square in a round hole, the only way to get around that was to take a couple of steps back, to reflect on what was not working, and to see and to flip that solution on its head, to see it in a completely different way. Now, how I see this happening is because Saturn moved into Aquarius at the beginning of last year. And so he'll remain here for 2.5 years. So we'll have like another year and a half for those who are in their Saturn return. Hi, I see you. I was in Saturn and Capricorn, which is a less favorable sign to be in. Saturn and Aquarius is much more easeful, but it's still going to be difficult. You're still going to be up against a lot of challenges. But basically, the Saturn in Aquarius says that when we are faced with challenge, when we're feeling stuck, when we have these obstacles, bring in that Aquarius energy to come up with creative solutions for it. Aquarius is very entrepreneurial. It is very creative. It likes to think outside of the box, and it's very hardworking, diligent, and consistent. So that was what the medicine was a lot last year. If you were dealing with challenge and if you're dealing with obstacles, you needed to see that challenge in a completely different way so that you can come up with a solution. And a lot of times, this also has to do with you not trying to control what that solution is going to look like, but instead taking a couple of steps back, putting in the necessary effort that you need to solve that solution, but then putting your hands up and asking the universe to help you with it. And that was in itself one of the hardest parts as well, is to really trust that the universe has your back on these solutions and challenges that very much feel like it is your responsibility, and it is to a certain extent until it is beyond and you have to let it go. So if you were pushed to your edge last year, pushed to your true discomfort, where did you grow in that area of your life? What was that karmic lesson that you really learned that you fully feel empowered in? I also saw last year as a reclaiming of our power and trusting our intuition when externally it makes zero sense. And that's really what intuition is, right? It's you just know something deep within you. And then sometimes it's even your closest friends and family members. Sometimes it's what the majority of the people are doing in the world around you. And it's the complete opposite of what your internal compass is trying to say. Gosh, that is so hard to trust yourself and say, nope, I'm saying no to my closest and trusted friends and family and what the external world is showing me. And I'm just going to trust what I know is to be true and to go for it anyways. That's where you really find success, is when you're able to trust and bet on yourself over anything else. I'm seeing this theme carrying over for next year as well. this reclaiming of our power and using our intuition and trusting it above all else. I feel like last year was like an initiation for it, of being like, listen, this has to work for you, and this is laying down the foundation for now how you're going to operate and live your life. So you may see similar themes like that coming up, and now that you've already been through 2023's version of it, you're like, sorry, no, I need to trust myself here because I was right, and I finally closed that karmic cycle. Another theme of 2023 I saw was that you are worthy of your dreams. So, when you're getting like obstacle after obstacle and you're like, okay, maybe it's me, like maybe I'm just dreaming too big, maybe this desire isn't meant to be for me. You start questioning your abilities, your skills, and doubting if you are really worthy of your dreams. Again, it comes to this trust and surrender that if I had this seed of desire within me, I know I'm meant to have it. But thinking about that Saturn and Aquarius energy, maybe the way that I think I'm supposed to have it isn't the way that I actually want it. Maybe I do need to kind of release what I think that's supposed to look like and allow the universe to mold it in a way and repackage it in a way that is really best for me, that I really would thrive off of. That was huge for closing my karmic cycle. It's a huge lesson that I learned last year. It was like, I, for one, thought it had to look one way, and I didn't see it looking any other way. And even though when I was trying, it felt sticky. Like you feel resistance. You kind of feel that square in a round hole, and you're like, this isn't working. I know it's not, but I just don't understand. I need to keep putting effort towards this goal. I know there needs to be a different solution, but I just don't know what it is. And so really for me it came back to asking my guides for help and to show me signs, to show me clarity, and coming back to my intuitive practices. Now that sounds really easy and simple, but it's certainly not in this day and age still, even as me, where I dedicate my whole life to being an intuitive healer. Saying that I'm making a choice based on my oracle card pull of the day is hard, or it was based off of a dream that I had, or it's based off of the messages and the voices that I hear in my meditation. It still felt like a challenge to really trust that and to use that as evidence for how I wanted to move forward. And the last thing that I saw coming up from last year was remembering who you are. I think that we lost a bit of our identity in COVID, of there was a lot of restructuring. And in a lot of ways, I think a lot of people got really clear on the few things that they needed to feel like themselves. Like, for example, not doing plans that they didn't want to be doing was like just a small one, but something that like everyone agreed upon, right? So it was kind of getting back to like the things of like that, what we really wanted and what was truly at the heart of what we wanted. Like a lot of people also move different locations. They're like, why not? Why am I holding back right now? Like I could live wherever I want to. So there's a lot of I do think there was a lot of reclaiming of who we were in COVID, but I think it was more of an internal job. And now we're finally getting more external into the world. And I know maybe you hear this a lot of people saying the world's opening up again, but it really is opening up an entirely new way of how we're operating into the external world. And we've done a lot of internal digging. I mean, that's what COVID did. It was like the universe is like, you're not getting out of your room until you figure out and do some internal work on what you really want and what you really need. And so those years were really helpful for us to do that introspection. But I really see 2024 as a time where now we're getting to bring that into a physical reality and starting to see where our identity is in this physical world on this earth plane, because we reincarnated in a physical body for a reason, so that we can bring these ideas and these desires to life. So now it's time. Why not? I see this specifically happening for a lot of healers, for a lot of those who relate to being highly sensitive, light workers, whatever kind of lingo you want to use there. If you are wanting to be into this healing world and bring your businesses to life, truly now is the time, now more than ever. I mean, ever since I started working with entrepreneurs, I've been getting that message every year. It's like more light workers are coming on, more light workers are coming on. But I really feel like 2024 is going to be like a whole new year for that. Also, numerology, this is a year of 8. And 8 has to do with abundance, has to do with abundance on all levels, like not just financial, but spiritual abundance and feeling whole and feeling full in your life. It also has to do with relationships and long lasting relationships, because if you take the 8 and you flip it on its head, it's the infinity sign. So I know really awesome relationships and people getting married this year. It's really a good time for that. But I think it's also a really good time for those for meeting their soulmate connections this year, and being able to have that kind of like, this is the year that's starting the life of an infinite journey together, if that makes sense. Even though for a lot it's going to feel like beginnings in certain ways, it's truly the beginning of an infinite life. So, whether that is starting your life as a dharmic healer and entering into this world where you're a healer and you're in this world for life, or that's starting a relationship and a soulmate relationship for that reason. So, yeah, I know I've kind of already went into some of the things that I'm intuiting for 2024, but I definitely see this as a year for healers and light workers to come and really share and express their voice on a level that has never been done before. Like, people are really ready for it, and now that you've done that kind of internal work and set in your foundations for it, it's time to bring it out. And if you're feeling that pulse within you right now, listen to it and follow it. It's so important. And if you're feeling unclear on it, join the manifestation and goal setting workshop, because we're going to get really clear and granular on what steps you actually have to take to get to those goals that you want. I specifically, of course, tailor this to healers and to spiritual entrepreneurs, because the way that I understand and work with my clients, they're healers and they're entrepreneurs. So it's going to be tailored to that audience, and giving you that step-by-step process for knowing, okay, where do I even begin with setting my goals? How do I know what areas of life I really want to work on? And then how can I take the steps to be consistent and stay committed? How can I leave behind the habits that I don't want to be taking on, but how can I stick with the habits that I know that are really going to work with me, work for me, and bring me success in 2024? Personally feeling this with my own business. Like, I've been building a lot of foundations and a lot of my online network for these past couple of years in my business, and I'm really excited to just be physical and in person again. So I started doing these dinner parties because I'm doing more events this year. Like, I just want to be in person with all of you and my community. So I'll be doing a lot of LA events. So much more to come and already on the docket for this year. I'm really excited to bring them all to you and share with them when the time is right. And I'm also excited that I'm going to be starting my retreats back up again. Retreats are so near and dear to my heart because I love putting on holistic experiences where you get to recharge and rest, but also just fill your cup on a real spiritual, deep, and joyful level. I think that retreats don't have to always be these like very serious, silent, introspective times, although they certainly can be. But I think it's also a time to just have fun and celebrate and nourish and be around women and dance and have fun. So I'm so excited to be announcing the first retreat that I'm going to be putting on in the springtime. I'll be announcing it in the coming weeks, but that is just something that I'm visioning for 2024, and I'm so excited for. Just more opportunities to work in person with all of you and get more time with my community. There's so many tools and resources for you to get going in January. I will list all the classes and the links to sign up for them in the show notes if you're interested in joining them. And definitely sign up for the manifestation and goal setting workshop because it's free and it's just got a load of wisdom to set you up for the year ahead. And of course, if you want a free entry to my ceremony this month only, you're welcome to email me and I will send you the link either for our new moon or our full moon ceremony. All right, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful start to your January. Ride this high energy that we are getting. And if you're still in the process of grieving and letting go 2023, I totally hear you. And I wish you all the luck in letting go and releasing. I will see you all next time. Have a beautiful rest of your day.